Hello, Bribef High School students. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful day. If you are interested in politics, this show is for you. From communism to capitalism, we cover it all for you. Hello everyone, this is Pierre-Anne and you are listening to CKCB FM. We have very interesting guests today. They are going to talk about different political systems around the world. Let's start right now. Our first guest, Mr. Kim, is on the line. He currently lives in South Korea. He escaped from North Korea a few years ago. He is on the line with us to explain how it truly is inside North Korea. First of all, Mr. Kim, I want to thank you for being with us. How are you today?
Really good, and you?
I'm always good. So can you describe to our listeners the political situation of North Korea?
Of course. To help you understand, I will start by explaining how the power is shared in the North Korean government. The political regime we use in North Korea is communism. Unfortunately, communism became over time a totalitarian regime. The government has had the absolute authority on the society for a while now and wants to dominate every aspect of people's life.
According to you, who really rules the government?
Repeatedly, dictators and the army. Kim Il-sung, the founder of our country, took the power and turned it into a hereditary dictatorship because when he died in 1994, he gave the power to his son, Kim Jong-il. And when Kim Jong-il died in 2011, the power was given to his son, Kim Jong-un. Nevertheless, there are still some political parties such as the Worker Party of Korea, Democratic Front of Reunification of the Fatherland, Cheongdoi's Cheonggu Party, and the Korean Social Democratic Party. The problem is that they have a really inconsiderable power because it's the dictator that has the complete power over the country's business. The army also has a lot of influence in the decision of the country because there are 1.5 million soldiers for 22 million of civilians. They especially have decision-making power in the economy. We certainly don't all agree with the fact that we are ruled by only some elites, but we are obliged to listen to them because if we don't respect the harsh law made by them, we will be killed or forced to go in the labor camps.
And what are the impacts of the totalitarian regime on the society?
The impacts are terrible for us. Firstly, the country lacks food and that creates starvation across the country. Secondly, people are indoctrinated by the idea convoyed by the government, and I strongly believe it is due to a brainwashing system installed by the dictators. Thirdly, our economy is really weak because military service are really expensive and a lot of the budget is given to the military purpose, such as buying new weapons. Finally, our living conditions are deplorable. Indeed, we have a lot of power failure due to the bad condition of electric lines, and our hospitals do not even have the bare essentials.
Thank you so much for sharing your opinion with us, Mr. Kim. We really appreciate it.
You are very welcome.
We will be back after the break.
You are interested in helping sick children?
You want to make a difference?
You have an opportunity to do so.
From Monday to Friday, the committee Opération Enfant Soleil invites you to come meet us in the Grande Salle at lunchtime to purchase bracelets for an important cause.
$2 can really make a difference in those kids' lives. All profit will be given to this organization. Think about it, $2 can save life. You know what you have to do.
Are you available on the 22nd or the 23rd of November?
If so, you are invited to support Arts and Letters Brave students in their wonderful project, Le Cri, their first play this year.
For the little price of $5, let's meet at La Salle Brébeuf at 8 o'clock.
So, welcome back to CKCB FM, everyone. This is Pierre-Anne. Right before the break, we learned about what is going on inside North Korea. Now that we know what it's like inside North Korea, let's take a look at what is going on in another part of the world. We have on the line Mrs. Smith from the United States, and she's going to explain the political system in the USA. Right before our call, we will listen to one of America's most famous songs, God Bless America by Kate Smith. Enjoy! So that was the incredible Kate Smith. Now back to our business with Mrs. Smith on the line. Thank you for being with us, Mrs. Smith.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you explain the main constituents of the government in the United States?
Sure. So the United States is a capitalist federal constitutional republic in which the president is at the head of the country and who shares power with the Congress and the judicial branch. So first, there's the executive branch, who makes sure that the laws are respected in the society. Second, there is the Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, who make the laws. And finally, there is the judicial branch composed of the Supreme Court and lower federal courts. This branch has a function to interpret the United States Constitution, federal laws, and regulation.
Are there any differences between the democracy of the USA and the democracy in other countries?
Yes, the main difference is that the government has more power than in other democracies. Also, only two parties are dominating the country, so the other political parties don't have much voice in the country.
Speaking of those two political parties, could you explain the main differences between them?
Of course. There is on the right the Republicans and on the left the Democrats. The Democrats are known to be a strong advocate of a broader range of social services in America, whereas the Republicans' philosophy is based on the limited influence and interference of the government. So the Republicans are pro-religion, pro-military, and pro-personal responsibility. They believe that their approach can improve economic productivity and help achieve larger goals of freedom and self-reliance. We can make a coarse comparison with the Republicans and the Conservatives here in Canada. On the other hand of the political spectrum, we can find the Democrats. They have a more liberal approach and they favor the active role of the government in the society. They have anti-polluting and anti-discrimination laws, and they believe that their method could help achieve larger goals of opportunity and equality.
I have one last question for you. What is the main political problem in the United States?
Unlike what most people would think, the biggest problem isn't caused by the government. It is actually the fault of the population. Indeed, it has been proven that on the eve of the election, only 40% of the population didn't know about the elections that took place. Also, for the citizens that actually vote, they base their opinion on the quality of the deputy, whereas they should base their decision on the issues that are at stake. It is a major problem since the president isn't elected in a fully democratic way.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
So now we realize that the situation in the US is better than in North Korea, but it's not quite perfect yet. Our third and final caller is Shirin, and she is from Iran. Hello Shirin, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm great. So in the past few years, the whole country has known many manifestations from the population, especially with the victory of Mahmoud Ahmadinejad against the Western movement of Mousavi. Can you explain to us how the political system in Iran is?
Well, the political system in Iran is theocracy, a form of government in which the country admitted divine power as an important factor in the state's daily functioning. So the Islamic Republic of Iran is based on Islamic beliefs, and the ulama, a group of religious leaders, are designed to interpret the divine law by taking control of the country with Ahmadinejad in the head of the government.
But why is the theocracy the political system in Iran? I know there is an historical background related to this political system. Can you explain to us what it is?
Yes, of course. Actually, the history of Iran covers thousands of years, from the several dynasties controlled by Ayatollah to the present country with Ahmadinejad as the president of the Islamic Republic of Iran. To make a long story short, after the death of the Prophet Muhammad, the Islamic base split into two different parts, the Sunnis and the Shiites. The Shiites claimed that the successors of Muhammad were his descendants called Imams, but the Sunnis believed strongly that the chain of Imams was broken, and so there were no descendants. With this controversy, Iran's religious debate started. Then the ulama started to establish themselves as a separate governmental institution advocating religious beliefs, and by the time the influence grew up, and soon they were leading the country. Then arrived the revolution in 1979, where Iran became an Islamic republic. But the ulama wanted to maintain its political influences. So from this time, this group is spreading its religious opinions over the country in order to gain power. This issue is not done yet, it is still going on now.
Do you think that Iran's political system is changing in a better way?
Yes, I think so. I think that we are moving slowly into a Western society. With all the new technologies, it is now possible to have contact with the outside world, and most of the Iranians dream of a modern Iran.
Only the future will tell us. Thank you, Shirin, for taking the time to call us.
The pleasure was all mine.
So that was all the time we had today. As usual, we had great callers and we learned many interesting things about the political system around the world. Tune in next week for the scoop on Obama's campaign.